Hey guys, we're back. We're back here doing Nashville at AfterBuzz TV. Back in the saddle. Season 5, episode 12. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Thought you two were gonna sing it. Hit it.
Can't hit that note.
Hit the low one then.
I can't do it either. But she sure does sound good.
She sure does. Oh my gosh, guys. Hey, welcome back. We are so excited to be back here for Nashville. Woohoo!
Giddy up.
Hey guys, I'm one of your hosts, JJ Jurgens. You can follow me at JJ Jurgens. And I'm joined by the fabulous...
Hello everyone, I'm Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at SeraphiniTV.
Hey y'all, I'm back. Southern Wit. Whitney Lane, y'all can follow me at Southern_Wit.
Hey everybody, I'm back too. We're so excited.
I know.
I'm Violet Kanian, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Violet Kanian.
So we're excited to be spending summer with you. We kind of thought we wouldn't be back maybe till the fall, so it was a big surprise for all of us.
Didn't make you wait too long.
Right, yeah, got right back in it. So let's just dive back into it. What do you guys think about the first season back now after a little break? I mean, first episode.
I'm surprised, like, the first returning episode was very emotional.
Very
It was.
dramatic, but the music though is
So
on
good.
point.
It better be, right?
Right?
Yeah,
Country music television.
we definitely said as we were watching, we're like, okay, it's definitely gone a notch. I mean, it was great before, but now even just the production, every time it does kind of feel like a little mini concert, and then even the studio stuff, she sounded amazing. Like it just, the music is, they got it going on.
I swear
really
CMT
do.
Yeah.
really puts the production value into the music.
Yeah.
They know how to produce music. I mean, they are Music City, so it makes sense that the music would just even seem more enhanced in the show.
Yeah, I agree though with the emotional aspects of it. I felt like every storyline there was something like, besides lighthearted Will and Zach, but other than that I was like, oh, sometimes like, oh dear.
Yeah, but thank goodness for them. I mean, let's talk about them real quick, because I
Let's
mean,
do it.
they were fun, right? Like, we were kind of not sure about Zach, and
Yes, I'm gonna take some credit here because I like Zach and I said he has some really good qualities, but I did see a little something that might prove me wrong. But I really like them together.
Yeah, although we were like, no, he's the star. He's the man. Like, we were all against it. But I think he's funny right now. Like, them together, I love it. And him come with the
really
shirt.
cute.
I don't know. I think they're really cute. I'm kind of excited about them. For once.
I mean, I'm still questioning Zach as a person. I think they're cute together now because, like, I was so against him. But I still question him as a person, especially, and we'll get into it, especially, like, how he treats people at, Highway 65 and trying to get rid of Bucky. Like,
I
what
know,
are you
but
doing?
he's thinking business.
Yes.
He's not, like,
I
that's
get
what
it.
happens at a business. Although, when you mix, like, these personal relationships and stuff like that in Nashville, which is a whole different vibe than, say, wherever he is in Silicon Valley, like, definitely that is cutthroat. Like, you're stepping on toes to get what you need done. You don't do that in Nashville, so he's going to have to kind of learn a different way too. But if they wanted to succeed, he is the smart one. He's built
Yeah,
many
this
companies,
is
so
true.
who knows what's going to happen.
I agree, and I saw more of that tonight, just because we know clearly he knows what he's talking about getting the business going. But yeah, because I was definitely one before that was not a big fan of his and just thought that I didn't trust him at all. But
I agree.
as usual, they changed my mind again tonight. Like, I was like, okay, I gotta admit, they're freaking cute together. I mean, the little heart during the concert.
Oh my God, that killed me. I was like, oh my God, it's so cute.
So cute.
Well,
Although I
he's
will
definitely
say,
sticking around longer than we
he
expected.
definitely is, but it is interesting how he's like infiltrated Nashville, like however he wanted so far. Like he's come, he's gotten this boyfriend, he's gotten this business. Like he's in it in a way where it's like, unless you have some sort of money or some sort of like connection, that doesn't happen for people. So it's interesting to see that he's maneuvered his way in to be that.
So what do you think he's gonna get to the point where ultimately it's gonna get like too much? Like he's gonna try to take over too much, and
He's going to
go
take it over
sour
at some point. How can, as we already see, like a lot of these people can't focus solely on Highway 65. That's what he's there besides, making out with his lover.
Right, he gives
Cutie
suggestions.
Snacking on him.
I feel like he's doing the same thing to Deacon that he did with Rayna. He'll give like little suggestions and he'll be like, but you're the
Right.
like with Rayna, it was like, you're the artist, you do your thing, you know what country music is, blah blah blah. And now he's doing the same thing with Deacon, but we didn't see his relationship long enough with Rayna to see exactly what he was trying to do.
Right.
maybe it was to take over Highway 65.
He sees the weakness
yeah.
in Deacon right now, anyways, because how could he handle everything right now that's on his plate? Like, it's just not possible, and it's not fair either. So he sees a little. That's the only thing. It is business, I think, but he sees his in, and he's going to take it. Nothing's going to stop him because he's emotionally involved with someone. He's not emotionally involved with these people.
I mean,
he doesn't
absolutely
care.
right. And we know that Zach is an opportunist. And so, and we saw that moment where Deacon was like, I don't know, I just run the place. Like, I don't think Deacon, like, his heart is in it, but I don't think he has that actual career-driven drive to run and manage a place properly. Zach could.
Yeah, I don't think his heart's in it for the. Like, I think he's doing it for Rayna.
Yeah.
He's doing it to try to, like, keep her legacy and her business alive in that sense. But I think he'll have to take on that artist role in some way at some point of being, like, that's how he's going to purge everything that's happening to him and how he's going to fully grieve. He hasn't really had the chance from what it seems.
No, and I think if Zach gets rid of Bucky, and then that gets him one step closer, and then if Deacon starts getting derailed by all the family stuff and personal stuff that he has to deal with, and that just gives him, I think that's when we're going to see a little bit of the ego take over and power and
How he climbs the ladder.
Yeah.
But then if you look at it, like, okay, Rayna obviously wanted Highway 65 to succeed. She doesn't want it, even if Deacon is running it. She doesn't want it to fail. Oh, but at least his family is running it. So wouldn't it be better if Deacon's heart isn't 100% in it, to just be an artist and let Zach kind of take over and make it even a better record label and let it survive?
I think so, because in the end, Zach also doesn't have the artist aspect of him, so he's still going to need these people. It's not going to be a way of him pushing these people out and him trying to run it on his own. He needs them, or at least needs Deacon, who gets that.
Yeah,
you have to have the balance.
I agree. I'd like to see Deacon be more of like an
Different
A&R
roles.
guy, you know, somebody who's
exactly.
finding new talent or like giving people a chance that he believes in, you know, kind of like Rayna was
Getting him
doing.
perform his
But
own
not
stuff.
and even doing more like Juliette does, producing. Like I could see him mentoring
Well,
and
we saw
producing
him
and helping.
last-
And
He could
like,
be the creative director.
yeah,
We saw
exactly.
him doing that for. Who was he doing that for just a bit ago? Remember, someone hired him on, or
Yeah.
so he's definitely. I do think though it's not going to be. It's going to still be a partnership. They're just going to have to shift their roles, and he's going to have to let go of the business stuff and move on from there.
We don't know too much about Deacon's, like, educational background, but what does he know about running a
He
business?
doesn't want to. That's the
Yeah.
thing. He mentioned that
He
earlier.
doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not.
But again,
him.
where's Tansy and where's
Oh,
they're not in
Lord.
here to help with any of this. So that was happening. There was an argument over all this. Where the heck are they?
Right.
Even speaking of people, where are they? My mom brought up today on the way and coming in for the show. What happened to that girl that was sleeping in her car and took
Oh, yeah.
off? And
I was
Vita.
thinking about
Vita.
that.
yeah.
Yeah. She literally left and that was it.
Bye.
That was it. Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
She actually
bring that
ended up
one
on
back.
another show. But
So maybe that's why it
what
was such
happened.
a quick
I think so.
exit. She did,
Vita.
she did have a good voice.
Great
She had an
singer.
amazing voice.
What can you do?
What can you do? Well, what can you do when you got a baby and you don't know who the father is either? What can you do?
You take a test. Get that swab. See whose it is. Shoot.
Paternity.
And who thought it was going to be Gunnar and who thought...
I thought it was going to be Damien's.
I thought it was gonna be Gunners and something horrible was gonna happen.
I thought it was going to be Gunners, but she was going to hide it from him. I didn't think they would see that at the same time.
Oh.
And it would have been the whole Deacon and Rayna round 2 of him not knowing about his child because she wanted to, like, protect him from having to feel like he had to be that.
I'm
Obviously
so
not
glad
right.
they didn't do that though. I would have been so
I
bored
know.
with that line.
I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be
But
Damien's because
yeah.
that's just like pure drama. And especially this episode, she's taking the whole episode avoiding him. It's like she's going to have to talk to him eventually
Yeah.
either way. And the fact that now it is Damien's, I was like, now she has to talk to him. And that's already drama in and of itself. And that's good writing.
Regardless, we don't know if he'll stay around or not because he can be one just to flee, not be a part of it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's going to want to step on up and be a part of it, and then that triangle of
Yeah.
craziness is going to ensue.
I thought it was going to be Gunnar's, but then when I saw them in the car together, then I thought, oh, it's not going to be his, because I thought that's just too
Easy.
Yeah, I thought if it was his, that she would have maybe looked on. They would have set it up where she looked on her own and then had to go. I don't know. Once they were in the car, I was just like, yeah, it's
And
not.
I
It's
think
not
the
his
Only
now.
one thinking
It
Damien.
would have made them have to be together in a way where now they are choosing to. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, he's choosing to come and
Exactly.
do this, and I think that's what we have to see with their relationship because Lord knows it's been a tumultuous ride.
Yeah.
You know?
We needed to see the moment
have
of running down the street, running back to
Right.
her.
He's choosing her. Like, he's choosing her. No matter what else is going on. Like, that's what happens in life, people. You can't control what's going on. So it's like, I like that instead of them feeling that they had to be forced together because they had a kid, which we knew they're still going to be ambivalent about it. This is better that at least they'll choose to try.
But also the thing is, I think this show has properly set them up to be endgame. And if they were together already now, I think it's too soon for them to end up being together, no
I
matter what
agree.
the circumstances. So to, again, keep them apart and keep that relationship going, that we're
it's
still wanting them to
exhausting.
be together at the end, they're going to keep them apart. And making Damien the father is just another reason why they're still not together.
Well, it's another reason that we're going to see the ups and downs of their relationship continue, which is just
Right.
like, how much longer can we also deal with that? Because at some point, can we just, you know...
I think the down. Actually, I guess I should save it for prediction.
Oh, it's hard to
Okay,
save.
I'll
though.
save.
Oh,
So many things.
Yeah. I'll wait. I'll wait.
What's next? Who's next?
Gosh. Oh boy. Juliette's on her album, so she did not get the reaction that she was hoping
Yeah.
to
I'm
get.
kind of like really sad that we had the whole build up of like everything she went through. She's going to build an album.
You knew
she,
that was happening,
and then
though.
they completely skipped 10 weeks advance. We didn't even, we just saw the
Oh.
fallout.
Wait,
Like
so
we
we
didn't
didn't
see
see
like
it.
her actually
Right.
putting it together. We didn't even hear a soundtrack from it.
We will,
Yeah,
because she's
I
still
agree.
going to perform it. She's still that girl that's like going to get out there and be like, screw the critics at some point.
Right.
And go and do it because that's who she is. It's kind of like the opposite of what's happening with her and Maddie. Like, she's trying to help Maddie, like, secure her, like, way in this industry where she's trying to live hers and just be her. Like, they're kind of, you know,
Yeah.
at some point they're going to take notes from each other. And I think Juliette will get out there and sing it, and it'll be whatever she wants to be. It's not going to be Juliette
Yeah,
Barnes.
I just wanted to hear it because we've seen her process of
Yeah.
actually creating an album and singing and stuff. But the fact that we're only hearing the backlash from other people who heard it, but we didn't hear it, and like we, the audience, should make our own opinions, not listen to everyone
Yeah,
else's.
I agree, and I think it would be really I mean, the way they're shooting all the other music, too, I'm sure
it's
it'd be a
gonna
really
be.
powerful
That's
piece.
why they're holding back. That's why
Right?
they're holding
Gonna work
out,
it.
because we're going to hear, we're all going to be like, whoa,
Yeah.
blown
I
away.
hope so.
But it'll
Like,
be
is
like
it
that
really a
slow.
dad?
It'll be that slow grow of people being like, okay, let's give her a second. Still not gonna be superstar status. Like that's her out in little dresses dancing,
Right.
and you know, being her bad self. I don't know, but I like her. I like that she's actually like being honest with Maddie. I thought for a second she was taking it as like, this isn't your first single, because she had lost, like, her album didn't do well. I thought,
Yeah.
is she projecting that? But then when you actually hear her and her concern, like, you know, that's what happens when you lose someone. It's nice when other people kind of come in and take a role of, like, at least a mentor role, you know? That's good for Maddie, who seems to have her life together in the weirdest ways.
Right?
I know.
Thought a few months ago that Maddie was going to be really one of the only sane ones.
It's
Yeah.
a lot
Right
to,
now.
It's a lot to wrap my
Switch,
head around. Yeah, it's like,
Roles
who's who right now? Who we gonna get?
I thought it was a
It's
little...
refreshing, though.
yeah.
It really
It
is.
is. I couldn't take another
I know.
half a season of her.
Well, if
yeah.
that had
Take
happened
Daphne,
after all
yeah.
that's happened in her life, like at some point, something's
have
got to
to just
make you
mature.
grow up, and like that's gonna do it.
Right.
If it had been both of them
Oh,
kind of coping
yeah.
with
Too
it in that
much,
way, it would have just been too much to handle. But
Well,
she
not-
does. She kind of has to take on that older sister role, and she's doing it. Like having a job, and like she's got her act together. You know,
For once.
And can we just comment once though on her being like, I've just always wanted to like share my music, and I want to make it I want to make it. And it's like, girl, you have had everything working in your favor, okay? Like, I'm sorry, but like there are people out there
And you're
that,
17.
Yeah.
like your boyfriend, who's never gonna make it like that. Not that he wants to, but still, like, you got Rayna Jaymes and Deacon and Highway.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing's really standing in your way, so you got this.
And also, I don't know, like, seeing from real art, not real, like, they're real artists too, but established artists now, and talking about, like, some people come out, like Christina Aguilera or even like the Backstreet Boys or somebody, they come out and they're like, oh, in the beginning we couldn't make any music we wanted to, we had no say in anything. Yeah, you do what's gonna get you up there, and then when you're established and you have credibility, that's when you do your own thing, just like Juliette was doing.
Rayna and
So
yeah.
exactly. So I don't know what her whole thing was about. I
But it
waited
was
so
better,
long.
let's be
it
clear.
was so
Juliette
much.
was
Yeah,
right, so
totally,
it's like-
exactly. She was only saying
It's
what,
good. She heard her though. That's the point. Old Maddie would have not listened
Yeah.
to anybody else. So even though it took her a bit, which I like that she stuck to her guns. Like, she still eventually heard it.
Yep.
Well, and even old Juliette would have been just offended and pissed off that she didn't listen to her and be like, fine, I'm done with you.
Right.
But for her to come back and want to meet for lunch and,
and even apologize.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and she was ready to let go and let her, you know, do.
They are all
Thing, but-
evolving. Those onion layers are peeling back.
And
they're
how
growing
cute
up.
was she with Avery? We all like that
Oh
tonight.
my
I love
god,
those two.
they're adorable.
You have to have one relationship that isn't, and it took like ups and downs. Like,
Right.
finally,
Right.
it's like
Consistent.
you're cute, you're smart, and you're cute. I
I
like
loved it.
it. So cute.
Yeah,
They're
but
my fave.
it's good for Juliette that like she's stepping up into this role of producing. Like she has a talent too. Like she can take her own life experiences and apply it. Granted, the way she did it, like she's learning on how to being a manager, and like that's a new role that I'd be willing to watch her grow into as well. But she is talented. She knows music, and she knows what's popular, and she knows what will work.
I could use a little more of Avery in this too.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what he's about to do. You know, it's his turn.
It is. He's the
It's
he's
been
kind of
his
in the
turn.
backseat for
But
a
we
while.
hear
He's
him.
the
We hear him
producer.
talking about that's being a man, and that's like life isn't as easy as you think it's gonna be. Like, that's stepping up. It's as he said to Gunner. He's like the like
Avery.
sounding board, the like vision, the like old man's voice.
He's the behind the
Wisdom.
scenes. That is
Yeah, I
a
love
thankless
it.
job.
Exactly, the
I know.
wisdom.
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
gonna have a good year. Some good stuff's
I'm
gonna come
excited
his
for
way.
I think so.
Anyone miss the baby?
Yeah,
Where's your baby?
Where's Hayden?
Cadence.
She chilling.
Long nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
long.
Probably
Her mother
off with
probably
Emily,
prefers.
you know.
Yeah.
Emily's babysitting.
Right.
Well,
true.
another person having a poor time is Daphne. So let's talk
That
about
was
Daphne
hard.
and her.
Daphne.
Yeah.
That I understand, like not personally, but I can see why she's acting the way she's acting. I don't think anybody can blame her. It's literally like your mom passed away. I don't even care. It's 10 months, 20 months, doesn't matter. She's like a tiny child. Like she is in pain. Are you kidding me?
It's so hard because depression's such a real thing, and they're showing that on the show, which I think is a great thing. Because as the therapist said, this isn't just stages of grief. Like, this is a depression, which I can't say that I felt. I definitely, when my mom passed, I had those stages of grief. But the question where she's like, I don't even want to be here, right?
Yeah.
Like, why does it matter? You always think about those things when someone, like, it's perspective, right? It's like, what's the point in all of this? Like, what's the point of being here if you're just gonna die, right? But then you have the other hand of like, well, you only live once, so like, let's live it to the full. It's like you kind of meet somewhere in the middle eventually through the ups and downs. But right now, she's very much feeling that like, no one can pull her out of it, and that's the point. Like, he's such a good person, and I knew that at some point it was gonna be thrown out there like, you're not actually my dad and all of those things, because both of those girls have to deal with that. But I don't know. It's a hard thing for all of them, because you don't know how to deal with any of that.
I liked what the therapist said. It's like, you have to love her. It's like, this is a family all going through it. You know, like they all grieve on their own in their own ways. But like, I love the overlying theme of this whole episode with all the characters, like family. That's what's more important, and sticking together and getting through the tough times is what really matters.
Just so hard though, because like to hear like screw you, and to always like, you can only imagine Deacon, who's literally trying his best, who probably hasn't gotten to grieve himself, as you see him look at the mom walking with her daughters. Like, this guy isn't really getting to feel it because he's having to run this business, and he's having to take care of the two girls that he loves so much. Like, all these pieces of Rayna around him that he has to be around constantly and not really get to feel, but then he also gets shut down by all these people and like pushed away. Like, that's tough. I don't even know. That's like hard on anyone's soul.
Sorry, let me start again. Watching him is like watching Dagger is just like every little thing that happened. I feel like being Deacon is like being shit on. Literally, I feel like everything that we've seen throughout his life, all his ups and downs, it's been like maybe 2 seconds of up and then years of down.
But again, it's like we always talk about how great his acting is, and for me, again, like he doesn't like overplay anything.
No.
Like there's no, it's just literally all in his eyes. His eyes just make
So
you want to
good.
sob for him. Yeah,
I'll reach for her. I was like, oh,
yeah.
that is love.
It's like
Yeah.
he just is so much right here, and that's all he has to
He's
do.
beat
and it's
down,
like,
man. At some point, we're gonna have to see some of him feeling, and maybe that's coming out in music or something like that, and it all comes full circle. But gosh, that's a struggle to watch.
Yeah,
all of
it was a
them.
beautiful moment though, especially the whole confrontation at the end, and they're finally getting together and understanding each other. And but the moment that there was like literally no words, it's just that understanding that they're there for each other. I really enjoyed that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
This sweet little girl. It really makes my heart hurt because it's like, oh, she was just the sweetest little thing, right?
Yeah.
She's always holding on to her mom, always loving Deacon, like just happy-go-lucky child.
And being the strong one when
The-
Maddie was
the one
going
where she
crazy.
saw-
Yeah.
It was just, it's hard. We'll see, because it looks like that new friend of hers, the homeless girl, is here to stay for a bit.
Yeah.
So I hope she doesn't get too caught up in that.
Me too. That
She
just
still
seems like
has
trouble.
a good head on her shoulders.
seems
It's
like
just a matter
she
of...
does.
Yeah, it seems like the homeless girl has some musicality in her. A little
It's
bit.
Nashville, doesn't everyone?
Well, I think
Well, the
some
Right,
whole
everyone.
room did. They all busted out.
It kind of reminded me of a moment of August Rush. If you guys have ever seen that movie, there's a bunch of homeless kids, literally all musical.
Really?
Yeah, and they all just play instruments and sing and stuff. And I was
Well-
like, this is so August Rush right now.
I had
great.
those interviews that I sent y'all with some of the new characters, and I believe one of the new characters is the one with the baby. The
Oh,
homeless
really?
One that came with the baby. That woman.
Did it say
is
anything more
apparently-
about?
I believe it said she was an old friend of Deacon's at some point. So I don't know. I'm sure we're gonna have to see what that life is and see how it develops. So I guess Daphne will be that connection. But yeah, we'll see.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting.
right.
Stay tuned, people. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Intrigue.
Anything else on this episode, ladies?
Gosh, let me see.
The music was great.
Yep.
Always. And I did really like Saved because
me
it
too.
sounded
It's beautiful.
like
Yeah.
what a teenage girl in today's society would put out there for like the mix of pop and country together. Hello, Taylor Swift. Yeah, the demographic is there.
But it's great too.
That song, I mean, I want to download it right
Yeah,
now.
I
It's
did
so
too.
good.
We were jamming out to that.
Oh, yeah. There's a hook.
I should be on the show.
You should,
I'm
yeah.
a new solo artist that just sweeps through town. No.
Yeah, the music's great.
Oh, y'all.
Do you have any more news and gossip?
I have a little bit of news and
All right,
gossip.
let's hit it. There we go.
AfterBuzz TV.
Well, as we knew, CMT brought this back in the summer because the CMT Awards are next week, which our favorite Deacon, Charles Esten, is the host.
Hopefully
So
with lots of puppies.
I'm excited for this.
So awesome.
This is
Good
so
choice,
Yeah,
right?
very
You
good
know
choice.
he's going to be good. He's going to have banter with the artists and everybody else because he is now ingrained in Nashville. But that's next Wednesday, 8/7 Central on CMT. It's always a good show with lots of musical performances, so I'm excited to see
So
to
excited.
see how they kind of pull that together. Maybe whatever they use from that on the show, who knows? you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
It all
gosh,
comes-
you're right.
It all comes
Yeah.
around.
And it's great cross promotion for their show. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Hello. So that one, then also we heard one of the songs tonight that we started with, but the new album from Nashville Cast is out and it's up on iTunes. Big Machine released that yesterday, so
Nice.
get that
Check
music,
it out.
honey. Get them tunes.
Big Machine
That's
has
all
it.
I got. For
All
now.
right. Well, that brings us to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, Violet, let's start down there. What do you got?
Okay, so I think we all kind of mentioned a little bit of this while we were watching, but I do believe that Scarlett is gonna like maybe fall off the stage or something and lose the baby in a very, very traumatic way, and then her and Gunnar will be like, yeah. So that's one of my
Interesting.
predictions.
Or will she push him away for a lot longer and then it'll be like,
Because that's Scarlett. And
right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
This is true. This is true.
That's
I
interesting.
think that might be it.
I think along with this, I think Damien's going to step on up and be a daddy for a bit, and be there and like really try to be a part of it. He's obviously not a good dude, which he's expressed. So it's like, but I think that somehow there has to be drama with those
Yeah.
three. So we're going to have to see how that plans out. I'm sure Gunnar's going to get very like protective. Maybe they'll fight, fist fight. We
Yeah.
could
I could
use
see
a little
that.
something.
Yeah.
Other than that, I thought about Juliet and like, so there was a weird moment there with Hallie. Remember when she called? It was like she
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know if it was a little bit of a PTSD
Yeah.
from like, but I almost think because her gospel album didn't work, like what if it's somehow she produces one for Hallie or somehow like it comes around in that way or Hallie's the one that starts performing it. I don't know. I don't really know. That's all I got. I'm
That's
reaching.
good.
I know
I would like that.
something is
Good.
definitely happening with that, and I
Yeah.
don't know how to read it yet,
We're
but I
not
thought that
done
was
yet.
a weird little nugget they
It
dropped
was.
in tonight.
I
And we
couldn't-
don't know what's happened in the last 10 months. Let's say.
10 weeks.
10
10
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
a
can't
lot
gauge it.
apparently happened in 10 weeks. I think this homeless girl is going to be a serious trouble for Daphne. Because Daphne is just kind of on the slow decline of like who she is, and she's going to try to find other people other than her family or people she always runs to, and like this homeless girl is just like not a good influence on her.
I wonder if it'll turn, and like because the homeless woman could potentially be an old friend of Deacon's, that somehow they turn in this girl, they help this girl. Like Daphne realizes and sees that because that's kind of who she is, and like in a way they help these people.
Well, it's interesting that they sang together. You know, so they dropped that nugget
They
as well.
pushed
So
a
maybe
little.
if they do turn it, then maybe they end up doing, because you know her sister doesn't want to do
Yeah.
music with her anymore. So
They do
maybe they
music
do
together.
end up doing some sort of music
cute
together.
little Their own
Because they did
album.
sound cute together. Yeah.
Kids album. You know, like their own.
Yes.
I would like that because you know they're always saying that Daphne's in a different place than Maddie is. You know, they're like the age difference. There is a big gap in the fact that if Daphne had a friend, that could help her with her music
So
too.
I hope that's what. I hope
Because there was a
that-
moment when even Daphne was at the concert and she was just not enjoying it. I was
Right.
like, is she losing her love for country music? And I'm like, I was very concerned. But
She
if
has that love
this,
of music.
this girl that she just got introduced to helps her get back into music, I'm all for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they can
I
help
hear
each
ya.
other. you
Yeah,
know?
they can help each other.
I had one more crazy prediction.
Tell
So
us.
I wrote this down before the like sweet ending with all three of them. They haven't gone through suicide on the show, have they?
Well, that's
So
what I thought that she was hinting at a
Right.
little bit.
Yeah, that's why I thought maybe it might go down that route. But I think the way the episode ended, it might start going up.
It's just gonna be
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah, I don't think it'll go that deep
I hope not.
down.
That may be a little too much.
that's-
for the
Yeah,
show.
because we talked
We've
about
already
wondering
lost so many
last
people.
season if that right was there somebody I can't remember now, but that we thought it might happen.
Because they
You
go
know
through
what?
so
It would-
many real
like,
issues.
But the
so.
thing is, it would statistically make sense because so many teenage girls go through suicide. Like the suicide rates are higher in teenage girls than guys, but guys actually are the ones that execute it more than girls do. But I mean that'd be actually accurate if they covered it.
I don't want it.
I don't want to see that either.
don't-
Too
Not that we
much,
want
too much
it,
early in the
but it'd be
summer.
accurate.
Too much.
Yeah.
Sorry
for
about
sure.
that.
Yeah. Oh, on that note.
What do you have any?
Mine was just I thought that she was going to lose the baby as well. And then
Oh,
that,
interesting.
I thought first, as soon as I found out it was his, I thought she's going to lose the
Something's
baby.
gotta happen.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
And then that'll bring them together.
Magic.
That's what I thought too. All right. Well, I think that wraps us up for tonight.
does.
Woohoo! All right. Where can everybody follow you guys at one more time?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Violet Kanian.
And I'm on both of those at Southern_wit.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
And I'm JJ Jurgens on Twitter and JJ.Jurgens on Instagram. And we'll see you next week.
Woohoo.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.